So the question is, how can you live with Jesus at the centre of your life? Jesus is not an app that you just sort of add on and go, oh, this is a cool feature, I like it. Turn that on, Facebook works, the flashlight works. Very nice, I can turn it off whenever I want. Jesus is not an app, he's Lord. At the centre, he's the operating system. Some of you out there are the super Christians, but most of us, we're just kind of regular guys and girls. But we want to live extraordinary lives as ordinary people and make great impact for Jesus Christ over the course of our life. So how do you do that? Well, just ask yourself 5 things and say, how well am I doing at this? Lord, I need to be intentional. In Campus Crusade and student life, and in different ministries, and in some great churches, all of these 5 things are pre-packaged for you. And you just kind of walk in and go, hey, this is cool. And then after you leave the door and go back out, you forget what you've been given. Here's what you need. The first thing you have to have is a kingdom vision, or a visionary context. What is a kingdom vision? Well, it just means I am hooking my life into something bigger than me. You were not made to be all isolated and to just be about your life. You don't function well unless you're part of a larger vision, Jesus' kingdom vision. And a lot of times that means it's a place, it's a context, it's a group of people. At uni, what's your kingdom vision? Reach your classmates, reach your sports team, reach your faculty, reach your campus. Serve in development projects overseas. But you have a larger vision of how your life can have an impact. And I will tell you from my experience that in terms of kingdom vision, most of us don't come up with a kingdom vision. We usually borrow it from other people. When you came on campus, did you have a big passion and vision to reach your campus? No, but you acquired it because you rubbed up against people who did have a vision and did have a passion, and it rubbed off on you when you went overseas, or when you went on summer project, or went home to your family. And exposure cultivates compassion and it stirs up vision. So kingdom vision is the first thing. The second thing is that you have to do it with a smaller group of people, trustworthy friends. This is the secret to the Chinese church, why it has multiplied so well, because they hang out with their mates. They don't go to events and programs and activities. They actually fellowship together and are known over time. A team with a sense of purpose, a group of people who are living on mission together. The third thing that you have to have is some basic kind of plan. You've got to know what you're doing. This is the secret of short-term international teams. This is why we can take an ordinary brand new group of believers and fling them halfway across the world into Siberia or the edge of the Gobi Desert, and they can do so well because they're with a group of people. And a group of people is much more resilient than individuals are. And we give them a basic plan and say, hey, we can't answer all your questions, but we can give you a basic idea of where to go. If you graduate from uni and you don't have a group of people that you're running with, well then you probably don't have a plan. And nobody to help you think that through. If you have steps on how to make a difference, you will. If you don't have a plan, you will drift. And the statistics prove it. The fourth thing is ongoing equipping. How many of you had some ongoing equipping this past year? Learned how to share your faith? Learned how to make new friends? Learned how to ask and answer hard questions? Learned how to lead a Bible study? Learned how to share your testimony? Learned how to help people with problems? Maybe some basic things on counselling? Learned how to lead a meeting? Learned how to pray? Well, what ongoing equipping does is that it gives you hope. It gives you a sense that I can actually get better at this. There isn't anything you'll do in life, if you're going to be a spouse, a parent, an engineer, a doctor, a teacher, that doesn't require ongoing equipping. You're going to have to keep learning and growing and getting better. Well, why would we think that in the central call of our life, which is to glorify Jesus, we don't need ongoing equipping and wouldn't be intentional about it? It's what dignifies you and makes you think, hey, I've got contributions to make and I can keep learning where I've got the gaps. And then the fifth thing is a coach. It just means somebody who's a little bit farther down the line, and this would be someone who would help your group of people, or help you personally, or it could be both. You can go through the Bible and find these 5 things with almost every biblical character who does well.